everyone. So the message I'm getting today is something you can look forward to in the next 2 weeks. And they're giving me a bunch of different examples. So they're giving me a gardening example where you've planted a potato or some sort of crop or flower, and you've been maintaining it, and then now it's multiplied. And you had originally, when you had planted it, thought of all these creative ideas of what you were going to do with the plant once it multiplied. You were going to cover the rest of your garden with it. You're going to sell some of it. You're going to donate some of it. And then they're showing me another example of someone baking. And again, you had this grand idea that once, let's say it's sourdough, so once it starts multiplying, once a starter starts getting really strong, then you're going to start selling baked goods, and you're going to have bread every day for the rest of your life. And so then they're showing an example of fishing. They're saying fishing is an important example. And then they're showing potato and the eyes of potato. So, and the word lure, which I'm saying it, I don't know, people say that that's like a southern lure, the lure, okay? When you go fishing, you throw the lure in the water. That's what I'm talking about. So they're giving an example of you having this really cool looking lure, and you put it in, and now you have you're like constantly catching fish. So it's this feeling of you had this great idea and you wanted to start small with it. And they're also saying, okay, if it's not a tangible thing, then you can look at it as some sort of like creative outlet, or like a physical outlet, and physical in verbally, like a verbal outlet. So if you said something to someone and it kind of snowballed into something bigger than you could handle, or you thought this is the idea, is that you're like overwhelmed with so many different things. You're overwhelmed with so many fish, you're overwhelmed with so many flowers, so much dough, whatever the reaction is of this other individual or people, right? And so they're saying, well, you started with good intentions or good thoughts, but now you have to back it up, right? Now you have to actually start going through with it, right? They're actually saying to take the example further, because what's actually happened is you've taken on that responsibility. So let's say with the baking idea, so you already listed online that you were selling these breads before, you ever really got started. You sold a couple and you're like, oh, this is great. So you put up there, and now 50 people are wanting some bread by the end of 2 weeks, and and they want 100 each. So you're like, how am I going to manage this? There's a lot to kind of do at one time. And your guys are saying, look at this as you being wealthy, right? This is you being abundant in something, and have a sense of humor with this. But also what you need to do is follow your intuition, like have discernment and follow your intuition in this, in the sense that you need to go back to what was your intention when you started this, right? So now that the hard work is here, the challenge is here for you to follow through with it, then continue to do that, because not only is this going to show you it's showing you, I'm not grasping one of the messages, I'm trying to hear it fully, but let me just start on the second message is showing you, they want me to fully grasp that message. You are aware of what you're capable of, and you have to trust originally why you did what you did, why you started what has happened. And it's also this feeling of something not going away. This is like another energy where it's like something not going away. So if we take the bakery example, then not only did you accept all of these offers to bake for them, but now they're contacting you to just like chat with you about your process and all this. So it's like this other energy that's not going away, that feels bothersome and kind of distracting, but they're saying to cut out the noise. And the way to cut out the noise is have a sense of humor and be confident in yourself, because the difficulty here is what's holding you back. You're not really being held back, but like what's making this feel stressful is not necessarily the work. Because when you first did what you did, you were looking forward, you anticipated something like this would happen. So it's the confidence, a potential lack of confidence, that is causing you to make this more uncomfortable than it really is. If you looked at yourself as wealthy in this situation, as intuitive, as discerning, as they're showing the potato with all the eyes. So it's like having the eye, the knack for this, having the ability to perceive this particular situation, then you would flow with it much better and you would have much more fun with it. And not only that, but this is going to establish who you are to the outside world. So this is somehow being seen by others. People are somehow they're seeing how you're moving, how you're acting and reacting in this. Like they're observing you in some way, and it feels very kind of surface level, but nonetheless people are watching you to some degree, and you're gaining some sort of notoriety or respect from others, where it shows that it proves to others in some way that you belong, or like, so a bakery, it's like, oh, like they're really serious about this, and not only that, but they're good and they can get this done. So it's this feeling of you're right on the cusp of something very, very big, right? So if we keep to that bakery example, at some point with a small business which you were developing, which you're not even fully aware of right now, but you had that premonition before, you had that desire before. So now you're starting this bakery, but you see you haven't actually did a big bake yet, right? You only just did, so this is now your first official, but it's like it takes off too soon, right? And so you're like, I'm getting way too big for the I feel, sorry, when I was saying that, I feel someone talking. I literally feel like someone's talking or like trying to complete my sentence or something, and so it's like really getting mixed up. But anyway, so it's like basically like for the production, it's too much. And so you're like, my prices are already raised. They're like luxury prices, right? And so now I have to raise it even more, hoping that that's going to offset from, the demand, right? And instead, it just entices people more, because people are like, whoa, this is must be amazing. And so now you can't stop, right? I mean, you could cut off orders, but what you end up doing is looking for investors and growing and growing and growing, right? Basically, that's what I'm saying. It's like, it gets to a point with businesses where in order to keep up, you have to expand into another kind of animal, right? A whole nother area, right? You get what I'm saying? And so that's what you know. It's kind of this feeling of like, maybe some of you have thought about that, but it hasn't even really been much of a thought. It's just kind of a knowing or a feeling. And so just get through these next 2 weeks. Just do it and have fun with it and be excited about it and see where it goes. And they're giving this example on this is like a forewarning kind of thing. And they're using me as an example, where if I have like a lot of information, you know, if I don't do readings, it's like it just starts getting backlogged, and it's so hard for me to even communicate, and gets like harder and harder and harder, and I feel like it's so pent up that I like have to do it. I have to release it, right? Whether it's here or, you know, with other people or whatever. It's like, or if there's, you know, a strong enough person who's crossed over that really needs to get this message across, it's like it can be very intense and just bothersome, right? Not to be confused with demons, okay? Not funny, but anyway. But it's still like that same feeling. So it's this warning here where it's like, it's not gonna go away. That's another bugging energy. It's like, this is not gonna go away. You had this idea where it's like, again, if you said something, you can't just take it back and you're gonna regret it. It's kind of this feeling, not a threat. But it's just like you're onto something, and you knew you're onto something, so keep going. Don't get discouraged by yourself. Don't get discouraged by your thoughts. Don't allow yourself to miss this opportunity by stepping out of it, you know, just like stepping out of the opportunity. So there are a lot of moving parts. They are acknowledging that there is a lot of complexity in this. Just see what you can do and figure it out from there. This is a good thing. It's a good problem to have. Whether it feels like that in the moment or not, it's a very good problem to have. And you will see how, but you need to, it's this feeling like, again, you know, with what I was saying, like, you have to release it, right? So like with the baking, it's like, don't hoard all of that dough, you know, like you better start doing what you thought of, because it's only up to, it's your responsibility, right, to choose whether you're going to do that or not. And just, I don't know, live life, no regrets, right? And they're giving this advice where they're saying, like, you know, they're showing just like someone working out and all of these different examples of kind of that resistance, right? And when things kind of get a little tough, and that's how you build strength. Like, sometimes it's not about taking a path that's just feels very smooth and going with the flow. Sometimes in order to take the higher path, it's also doing things that are uncomfortable in those ways, because with resistance, that's going to build strength. So I'm going to pull from here. Ooh, mamma mia. Archangel Shamuel, embrace healthy relationships. and it's a purple rose. That seems significant here. Maybe look into the spiritual meaning of a purple rose. You know, I was actually, this must be important because I was actually going to mention this, and then I thought, well, maybe I already said it anyway. Healthy relationships, because it feels like there's a new person coming into your life. Like it's I can't tell if it's someone, because if they feel at a distance and then they feel above you, so I can't really tell what that is. And then it feels like they're wearing something, like I can feel something on their head, like a hat. And so I'm not really sure what this is, if this is someone that's crossed over, if this is like higher power, if this is someone that's like a builder with like a construction hat. Like I don't know what this is. But the reason why I was saying that I feel that I already mentioned is because of the example of the bakery and how you have to start getting investors. And so the investor is what I was associating with this new person. So of course, as you expand with this, then you're going to have to connect with other individuals in order to work on this particular thing. And so this is double highlighting it, so that I believe they're saying to really make this clear that there is an individual either returning to your life or is coming into your life that is going to assist you somehow in this, but it's not until you actually start doing this that this individual is able to energetically, there's this feeling I'm hearing, like literally pierce the veil. And then they're showing a dough, you know, and how like a sourdough, and then you know how you score it. And so it's like literally like they can't, like you can't expand, right? Like that, when you score the dough, that helps it expand better. And so there's this feeling of like you have to be the one responsible for that first, to tell it where to go. And in doing so, then that allows, it's like you can't meet this person unless you sell the dough, unless you sell your bread. You cannot meet them, okay? Because it's supposed to be that way. It's meant to be that way, which means you can't just avoid it and willy-nilly go somewhere else and like find them somewhere else. Because that's not the way it's supposed to be. You're meant to do this particular thing, and you know it because you already thought about it however long ago, 4 months ago or whatever, however long ago, and now you're actually doing it. So keep doing it. Keep going through it. And this is like, again, 2 weeks. This is something you're supposed to be looking forward to in the next 2 weeks. Should I pull another? I think I need to pull another card. I think I'm supposed to pull from here. I don't know why this deck's messed up, but whatever. I just won't look. Okay. Saint Anthony, King Solomon, Saint Valentine. So Shamuel always comes out for me when it's like a love connection. Okay. And we have Divine Love, Saint Valentine, Legacy, and Reclaim. And they're all brunette. I don't know if that's significant here or not. They all kind of look the same. But anyway, so they're all drawing me into him. So this definitely feels like creating a legacy, right? Establishing something that can impact future generations. I'm not sure why, but Anthony and Valentine are connecting to each other. I don't know if there's like something that I just don't know. Like, you know, like February. I don't know if there's like, if that's something to do with the word Anthony. These are very connected. This is separate, but stays in the middle. And these are super, super, super connected. And I'm hearing, because this is his right hand too, and I heard like the power of your vision is in your right hand. It also feels like partner. It feels like your partner. And then that connects back to what I was saying with like an investor. So you're partnering up with another individual. So this seems to be really important to highlight that there is someone coming in the next 2 weeks. I mean, it's possible if this is, you know, somewhere up there too, or rather than like in some sort of physical thing. I don't know. It's not very clear for me. The only thing that's super clear when it comes to this person is that you have to do this first. Follow through with this first, and I just see like someone literally coming like right in front, like right forward, very direct is really what they're trying to show me with that. Is like, it's going to be, this is a very direct message, vision, communication. Okay. So when this happens, you're not going to have any doubt of, is this the person? Is this what it is? Like if it's somehow coming from some other, you know, realm, then you're gonna know. It's gonna be very clear for you. Okay, bye.